We're correct. All right. I'm getting camera. Like I'm on camera. I got the calendar. All right. Let me shut my curtain. I thought the curtain would help the sound, but the curtain doesn't do anything but make a sound every time I shut it. So I got this because the pad that I had up was blocking it. So this 24, 28. So this is number 28 YouTube Live yoga routine. And it's all professional. No, I know it's not professional. Can't help it. I have made professional videos, or so-called professional videos, for an online yoga class that I teach at the college I teach at 10 years ago. Let it go, Charlie. It reminds me of, no, I'm not going to say what it reminds me of, but, you know, I used to be this, I used to be that type of mindset. I've never been anybody special. So I was reading some quotes this morning, and I came across Gary Vaynerchuk, or Vaynerchuk. Vayner. Why would I say Vayner? Gary Vaynerchuk. It's probably why he goes by Gary V. And this quote is from a book, his book, called Crushing It: How Great Entrepreneurs Build Their Business and Influence, and How You Can Too. I don't have the book. I just saw it. That is part of the quote, supposedly. Might not even be. But it seems like it's something he would say. And I used to watch him more. He had a podcast that would pop up on Facebook, and I would watch some of it. And then I seen him on The Breakfast Club and Joe Rogan. I followed him a little bit, and not a little bit, more than a little bit. And I was like, man, this guy's got something to say. And then I got what he was saying and kind of moved on. But I still catch what he says every once in a while. And his quote is this: you just have to make the choice to actually do it. I am so tired of excuses. Why not try something new? Be optimistic. Exhibit patience. Shut your mouth and execute. That's good advice there. Whether it's about building a business or building up your influence or whatever you want to do, shut your mouth and execute. That is, believe it or not, yoga-like. We want to think of yoga as like, you know, this passive. No, shut your mouth and execute. And yoga is this peacefulness, but the peacefulness gives you this strength of shut your mouth and execute. And that's what we're learning on the yoga mat, is to find who you are, find what you want to do, and do it. And sometimes when you're doing something, you're thinking, okay, I'm going to do this. Like with my life, I thought I was going to do this one thing, and I tried it, and it didn't work out. Brought me to another thing, and then I tried that, my best. I really did my best at the time, you know, of what I could do, and then it made me go another way. But you chase that carrot in front of you, and that's what I think he's saying. And I know enough about him that he's about shut your mouth and execute, firm. And I've always liked that. We're probably about the same age, I bet. And we come from that generation. I mean, he's totally different, you know, area of the United States than me, and different parents and all. But that mindset of shut your mouth and execute. And what does that have to do with yoga? Because that is what you're learning. You're learning to be optimistic. Patience is to have patience, and try something new. And in yoga, that's what you're doing. You're learning all these mindsets of these positive qualities to have on the yoga mat. You're opening. When you're opening up, you're feeling opened. It's a mindset. And that mindset of openness is what you take off the yoga mat. And you're open to new ideas. You're open to new adventures. You're open to listening to someone say, shut your mouth and execute. Don't get offended. I mean, if your mouth is shut and you're executing, then you're not going to get offended. If you need to shut your mouth and execute, then you're going to get like, hey, but you're learning how to listen to yourself. And then you take in advice, you talk to yourself about it, and then you execute. And you just live life, and you're optimistic, and you're learning patience. And you're just essentially learning who you are on the yoga mat. And Gary Vaynerchuk, I don't know how. That's why he goes by Gary V. Because nobody can pronounce his name. My name is Loman, and people say Lockman. I don't know how. Lohan. I'm not Lohan. Loman. Charlie too. Charlie. People's messed up. My dad. And then we'll start yoga. What time is it? We'll start yoga in a second. But he got a license plate for me when I was like 18. I might have been 17. And he left the R out. He tried to get Charlie on the license plate. This is in Virginia. Of course, someone's going to have Charlie. So he just left the R out, and it said Charlie. And people call me Charlie. First, I was like, man, why do you do that? But I'm not going to go to the DMV and change it. Take 5 hours to get through the line to do it. So today we're going to go into this routine that is designed to tap into the mindset of easiness. And we're going to begin in mountain pose, settling ourselves, focusing on breathing, gaining all those qualities that quote was just saying, being optimistic, being open, learning how to, that quote is actually, the essence is learning how to listen to someone that is telling you what you might have to do. And if you're already doing it, then you don't have to listen to it. And then we're going to do one sun salutation. We're going to do two sun salutations, but the first one is going to be challenging in the sense that we're going to have more poses. We're going to hold the poses longer, and you're going to go into the poses deeper than the second one. So when you move into the second sun salutation, it's going to be a sun salutation that is the standard sun salutation. And it's going to feel easier than the first one, because you just did something so-called difficult. And then we're going to go into the easier one, tapping into the mindset of easiness. And then once you're tapped into this mindset of easiness, you're going to take that mindset off the yoga mat and apply it in the so-called real world. Things are easy. Things are coming at you easy. You're just taking them as they come, like rope-a-dope. Like Muhammad Ali used to do the rope-a-dope. And then just go with it. And then we'll go into mountain pose, settle again, focusing on the breathing, and then closing it up. We'll open this door. It's kind of nippy. I'm in Arizona. People are like, hey, it's hot. No, it's not hot. Depends where you live, but it's not hot. So let's go to mountain pose. Feet are shoulder width apart. Toes go up. Spread the toes as wide as you can. Each toe touches the floor one at a time. Knees are bent. Hips are tilted. Arms are relaxed. No tension in the arms or the shoulders. And then you're going to lengthen up. You're going to think of a string on top of your head. I got to bend down because I'm not in the camera. Got to get a better camera. I will eventually. You're going to pull yourself up. Don't bend down. That's not what you're doing. You're pulling yourself up. Straightening. Yeah, I can't speak. Straightening yourself up, and then let the bones line up. Let the skeleton just stand. I can't speak. Every time I can't speak, or every time I don't speak good, I think of Miss Harvey. Miss Harvey used to be my speech teacher in elementary school. Therefore, I know I can't speak. It's been told to me ever since I've been a kid. Don't care. Used to care. Don't care now. And then just focus on the breathing. Think of nothing else but the breathing. And that focus on the breathing is what allows the mind and body to become one, which is yoga. You're focused 100% on the breathing. Therefore, you can't have judgment. You can't have control. You're letting go of all those types of mindsets, letting the mind and body connect, which is yoga. Bring palms together, thumbs to the heart center. Going to push the arms out, up and back. Inhale. Then exhale. As you exhale, you hinge forward from the lower back. You're just going to fall into the ragdoll. The ragdoll is where the arms are dangling, the head is dangling. No tension anywhere. You're just letting the body fall where the body falls. No judgment. So if you're up here, don't think, man, I wish I could go down further. That's not what we're doing. Let go of that mindset. That is a barrier that will prevent the mind and body from becoming one. Even if you're doing this pose supposedly, perfectly, what we would call perfect, once you're settled, let go of that mindset. That is a barrier. That is judgment too. And just focus on the breathing, thinking of nothing else but the breathing. The palms to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs. You're going to arch the back, raise the head, inhale as much as you can. Then exhale. As you exhale, you pull yourself in and down, push all the air out. Forehead is going to the knees. And again, arch the back, raise the head, inhale. Then exhale. As you exhale, you pull yourself in and down, push all the air out. And again, arch the back, raise the head, inhale. Then exhale, pull yourself in and down, push all the air out. We're going to do two more. Arch the back, raise the head, inhale. Then exhale, pull yourself in and down, push all the air out. We're going to do one more. Arch the back, raise the head, inhale. Then exhale, pull yourself in and down, push all the air out. And then the left leg is back into a low lunge. With the low lunge, top of the foot to the floor and the back, knees to the floor. Hips are square, pushing forward diagonally, making sure the front knee is not over the toes. If the front knee is over the toes, lengthen up some. The back is straight or arched. And you're focused on the breathing. Now, if the back is straight, you're reaching out. And if it's arch, you're doing a scoop. So the hip bones are going diagonally, back is arching, head is coming up and back. And then just focus on the breathing. Now in this pose, you're opening up, you're feeling open. You're tapping into the mindset of openness, capital O. We all share the same energy. Energy is not the right word, but we all share the same essence of openness. And just tap into it. So you're letting go of judgment. So if you're down a little bit and you're feeling like, man, I'm not open, let go. Let go of that mindset. That's not what we're doing. You're open. It's a mindset. So you're opened. Wherever you are, you're opened. And even if you're doing it what you think is perfectly, and you're like, man, I'm doing this perfectly. You got to be open. Openness is letting go of that judgment. It's awesome. That's awesome that you're doing that. But once you're settled, you accept and you feel open. And you focus on the breathing, thinking of nothing else but the breathing. Now we're going to go into the monkey. So curl the toes under in the back, keep the knee on the floor, and you're coming up. Now arms go up, you're reaching up. You can keep the arms parallel. You can have the arms out a little bit, but whatever you're doing, keep the fingers as wide as you can, reaching up. You can look up or you can look forward. I like to look up. And my arms aren't all the way out. They're not perfectly parallel. They go out a little bit. That just feels comfortable to me. I accept where I am, and I focus on the breathing. Now, if you're wobbling, you're going back and forth, that is fine. That's where you are. That's what you're accepting. You're like, man, I'm wobbling. Let go of judgment. You're accepting, finding out where you are. You're learning where you are. Even if the floor is digging into your knee and you're like, man, that's hurting my knee. Then put something under your knee. Listen to the body. Ultimately, you're learning how to accept who you are by listening to the body, listening to yourself. This is a mindset. Taking that mindset off the yoga mat, learning how to listen to yourself in the so-called real world. And wherever you are, reach up a little higher if you want. And then palms go down, back knee goes up, high lunge. So get the back leg as straight as you can. You're to your palms, maybe to your fingertips, maybe you're like this. But wherever you are, once you get there, you're going to settle, accept, and focus on the breathing, thinking of nothing else but the breathing. And just focus on the breathing. Just focus on the breathing. I keep on saying that because that's important. It's a link that allows the mind and body to become one. It heightens your awareness. It lets you know what's going on in the body. It lets you feel the stretch. It lets you become aware of something that's going on maybe in the knee or something that you have, a so-called issue in the lower back, but you're not those things. So you're not going to focus on them. You're going to be aware of them. You need to take care of them, but you're not those. You're not the so-called problems. So you're going to take the right foot, place it over to the left side. It's a foot down from the hand, so about 12 inches down from the hand. Give the hip bone square, and you're going to fall on top of the leg. Now in this pose, you're letting the body go where the body goes. So if you're up and this is the best you can, the best that you can do, that's what you do. You just sink into the pose. I know I'm talking into the floor. This is where I need to get a mic. Get that stuff off of the mat. I know. I hear it. It's like an echo. Hello. It's all right. It's about the yoga. It's about accepting where you are, focusing on the breathing. You're going to bring the palms to the floor. You're going to push up. Now the arms are straight. You're doing a scoop. Hip bones are square. They're pushing forward diagonally. Back is arching. Head is up. And you're focused on the breathing. You're thinking of nothing else but the breathing. And you're feeling opened. So even if you're down, like for me, I know I'm not doing it, what we would call the textbook pose. I know that. I'm well aware of that. Believe me, I've seen myself do yoga. But yoga is a mindset where the mind and body is connecting. It's a oneness. Your mind and body is connecting, and you're accepting where you are. You're just focused on the breathing. The mind and body is one. You're doing yoga. You can do yoga while washing the dishes, while driving the car. I could do better than I was just doing it because I was talking. See, that's judgment. I just judge myself. Told you not to judge, and here I am judging myself. And then fall back onto the leg and sink into the pose. And just accept where you are. In this pose, you're not pushing down. And you're feeling open in this pose, believe it or not, because you're accepting. Once you accept where you are, it taps into this energy of openness. It's all part of it. Openness, acceptance, being in the present moment. It's all one existence. It's all oneness. I'm just splitting it up with words so we can understand it as we do the yoga routine. And I wish I was not talking into the mat. Then bring yourself back up. Arms go straight, arching, dropping the head back, pushing the hip bones forward. Feeling open. I used to use the Bluetooth mic, but started doing this weird echo stuff in it. Tried it maybe 5 times more than I should have. Just ruining my videos. See, that's judgment. You weren't ruining your. Yeah, I was. I was ruining my videos. That's acceptance, not judgment. I accept that I was ruining my videos. It all come together. So you're going to bring the right foot up between the hands. So you're going to get there how you have to. But what you're going to do is get out of the stretch first. So you bring yourself down, curl the toes under the back, bring the right foot up between the hands, settle into the high lunge. Then move into the downward dog. With the downward dog, you're pushing into it. Arms are straight. Legs are straight. Tailbones to the ceiling. Heels are towards the floor. And you are pushing into this pose, but you're only pushing to the spot right before you feel like, man, I shouldn't go any further. Find that spot. Settle there. Accept and focus on the breathing. Now, when you're in this pose and you feel like, man, I'm going to bring myself out of it. Bring yourself out of it. If you feel like, man, I can go into it a little deeper. Go into it a little deeper. I'm just telling you what poses we're doing. You don't listen to me. I'm not your guru. I don't want to be your guru. I'm wanting you to listen to yourself. I want you to become your own guru. This is a mindset that we're learning on the yoga mat. So you go out in so-called real world, and you listen to yourself. You learn to listen to yourself. You take in what people say, talk it over with yourself, and then ultimately listen to yourself. Don't be a follower. Drop down to the knees and chest, slide up into the upper dog, opening up. Now, if this is too much with the upper dog where your top of the feet are to the floor, of course your palms are to the floor, you're going to go to the hands and knees and you're going to do the cow, arching up, or you do small cobra, get to your belly, bring your chest off the floor. No pressure on the hands. The hands are touching the floor, but you're not using them. You're not pushing. You're pulling. The back muscles are pull muscles, so you're pulling yourself up. And you're feeling open. Again, if you're in this pose, you feel like, man, I need to bring myself out of it. Bring yourself out of it. Learn to listen to yourself. Be your own guru. And then back to downward dog, pushing into it. Arms are straight, legs are straight, tailbones to the ceiling, heels towards the floor, head is dangling, so it's no tension in the neck. And then just focus on the breathing. Thinking of nothing else but the breathing. Now bring the left foot up between the hands into a low lunge. Remember, with the low lunge, top of the foot to the floor, the back, knees to the floor. Hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. The front knee is not over the toes. If it is, you're going to lengthen up some into your palms, maybe to your fingertips. Maybe you're like this. Wherever you are, you're not going to judge it. You're going to accept it, then focus on breathing. Even if you're doing it perfectly. Once you're there, you accept. And focus on the breathing. Very important. And you're feeling open. Again, openness is a mindset. We all share the same oneness. Regardless if you know or not know that you're part of, we're all one. I was going to say part of the oneness, but if you're all one, that we're all one, doesn't make it true or not true. So focus on the breathing, feel opened. And the practical use of the focusing on the breathing is it heightens your awareness, lets you know what's going on in the body, lets you feel the stretching, lets you feel where you are. For me, heightens my awareness. The door is open. I feel the brisk air. I hear a car, 2 cars. I'm aware of my surrounding. Now we're going to go into the monkey. So curl the toes under in the back. Knees to the floor. Reach up. Square up the shoulders. Reach up. Now you can keep the palms and arms parallel, or you can go out some. Whatever you do, get the fingers as wide as you can, reaching up. Middle fingers are pointing straight up. And then just focus on the breathing. You can look up and look forward. Just get comfortable. Focus on the breathing. Now, again, if you're wobbling back and forth and you feel like, man, let go of that judgment. It's okay. It's where you are. That's what you're learning. Whether you judge it or not, you're going to be wobbling anyway. And then just find your spot right before you feel like, man, and then feel great and open. It's all a mindset. Be optimistic. Just like that quote was saying, be optimistic. Have patience. Quotes talked about patience too. Reach up. And then palms go down. High lunge, so bring the knee off the floor. Get the leg as straight as you can. My leg as straight as you can, as I can get it. And palms, fingertips, or maybe you're up like this and you're like, man, can't do it. It's okay. Well, hey, the dog, he hasn't been around for a while. He's late. He's 10 minutes late. I don't know that dog. I think I've seen him before. I've seen somebody walking a dog. It's like, man, that's the dog that barks every morning at 5:45, 5:44. Then he stopped. He's back. Just focus on the breathing, thinking of nothing else but the breathing. Now you can bring the left foot over to the right side. It's a foot down from the hand. You're going to fall. I'm touching the wall behind me. We're going to fall on top of the knee. Hip bones are square and you're falling straight down. Focus on the breathing. Thinking of nothing else but the breathing. The palm to the floor, bring yourself up. You're pushing, arms are going straight, and you're arching. You're feeling opened. Feel open, even if you're down. I keep on repeating that because it's important. Because in our society, we think, man, I'm doing this wrong. Man, just accept it. Find out where you are. Accept who you are, essentially. That's what's happening. You're accepting who you are. You're loving yourself right where you are. And if you want to take that further and move on, it's good to know where you are. Don't believe in an illusion of yourself. I mean, everything's an illusion anyway, but don't accept it as reality. Then you'll fall back on the leg, sink into the pose. Let yourself just sink into it. You're not pushing, pulling. Just let the body go where the body goes. This is where you learn acceptance. Let what is B, talking into the mat. Sometimes when I get this close, when I was younger, I used to go. Oh, that was terrible. Hold on. Fat boys. And then bring yourself up, arms go straight, and arching, scooping, feeling open. So that was the beatbox. You would get in the corner and do it. I mean, I wasn't good at it, of course. I wasn't good at like 12. But I thought I was. See, I was in an illusion. So now you're going to bring the left foot between the hands. You're going to get there how you have to. So you bring yourself out of the stretch first. You don't want to be in a stretch and just go right into the next pose. Release the stretch, curl the toes under the back. Then you're going to get the left foot up between the hands, settle in the high lunge, and then bring yourself into the standing forward bend. Put yourself in and down and focus on the breathing. Thinking of nothing else but the breathing. Now here, what you're learning is to become aware of subtleness. So when you're focused on the breathing, you're aware of the belly expanding, which pushes you out of the pose slightly. Let yourself be pushed out. And when you exhale, the belly goes in and you go back into the pose a little more. Let yourself go back into the pose. And you become aware of that subtle movement. And that's the mindset you take off the yoga mat. You apply it in the so-called real world. You become aware of the subtle things that are happening around you. Palms together, reach out, up and back. Inhale, exhale. And we're going to go right into the easy sun salutation. Inhale, the standard sun salutation. Tap into the easiness. It's going to be easier than the one we just did. Standing forward bend, pull yourself in. Exhale all the air out. We're going to follow the breathing. Palms to the sides of the feet. Left leg is back, opening up. Inhaling. And then downward dog. Exhale. Push all the air out. Tap into easiness. Everything's easy now. Inhale, open up. Exhale, push all the air out, downward dog. Left foot is up between the hands, opening up. Inhaling, then exhale, standing forward bend. Push all the air out. The palms together, reach out, up and back. Inhale, then exhale. And then to mountain pose. Now with mountain pose, remember, feet are shoulder width apart, toes go up, spread the toes, each toe touches the floor one at a time, knees are bent, hips are tilted. And you're finding that spot where the skeleton is just standing as if you were just your skeleton, standing up the skeleton. And I know the skeleton can stand by itself because the world record, believe it or not, what time is it? 6:04. Okay, I'm running over time. You can leave. No one's watching this video. The world's record for the most bowling balls are 9. Somebody stacked up 9 bowling balls. No ligaments, no muscle, no skin around it. So the skeleton can stand just the same way. You just got to find that spot where the skeleton is just standing. All the bones are lined up. And you're focused on the breathing. Thinking of nothing else but the breathing. And there's many ways to do it, but 2 good ways. As you inhale, the belly swells with air. Pay attention to that. When you exhale, the belly goes in. Pay attention to that. Or bring the focus to the tip of the nose and watch the air go in and out. And you're just watching yourself breathe. Now, it's natural to watch yourself breathe and start controlling it. When you realize you're doing that, stop and just start to watch yourself breathe. You're already breathing automatically, so you're just watching it. And what will happen is you'll start to think about other things. When you do, stop. Just bring your focus back to watching your breathing. And what happens is that eventually you realize you're the watcher. You're not your thoughts. You're the watcher. You're the thing that's watching your thoughts. You're the thing that is watching your breathing. So we're going to stay here a little bit longer, so just watch yourself breathe. Your palms together. That's it. That's it. So that's number 128 YouTube Live Yoga Routine. Man, that last part I got peaceful. And I was going to say something. I kept you over longer than I usually do because I started talking. Shouldn't have done that. Sorry. People's time is valuable. When more people start watching, inshallah, God willing, I'll try to keep it on time. So I'll see you tomorrow at 5:30 a.m. Arizona time, Mountain Standard Time. So namaste, peace and love.